Good morning, afternoon to all presenters. I am Surya S. and I am honored to present our collaborative research with Dr. Asha Sundaram and Dr. Tangamayam from Savita School of Law, CMATS, Chennai. Our topic is neurogenetic and cognitive personality traits in legal psychology, focusing on a genome-based legal framework that can enhance women-centric HR policies in workplace mental health. The entire overview of this research is this study brings together five core ideas. That is, the relationship between neural genetics and personality, the influence of neurogenetics on ethical and behavioral patterns, the integration of ethical AI in legal decision making, the role of neurogenetics in forensic psychology, and finally, how specific genetic traits of a human can influence workplace decision making. So, why this research? There is a major communication gap between existing resource policies and growing field of neurogenetics. Most workplace ethics and psychological practices don't account for human behavior in genetically influenced manner. We categorize ethical behavior through DNA influenced traits, drawing from classical philosophy like eudaimonia, meaning in human flourishing, and forensis, meaning practical wisdom. Our literature review identified that emotional trauma of work often stems from a lack of understanding of brain-based perception and cognition. A privacy quotient for neural data is completely missing in current HR policies. Cognitive theft, manipulation, and culturally insensitive environment are major contribution to workplace distress. We propose a doctrinal and case analysis based legal approach to solve this gap. Some of the derivation for this type of research includes the genome-based framework, where we are broadly categorizing the formula of creation based upon human genetics and cognitive identity, neural cognitive identity, which mainly concentrates on human neural genes plus human behavior plus human personality traits, whereas the second equation basically concentrates on human legal psychology framework, where it includes the intellectual quotient plus emotional and intellectual quotient and the legal quotient. To summarize the aim of the entire framework, some of the major aims of this research mainly includes to influence HR and legal policy using neurogenetic laws, to create the role of a chief neuropsychology officer in companies, to strengthen women's psychological support through neurocognitive ethics, to implement the neurogenetics cognitive personality trait models into real-time HR frameworks, and to bridge forensic psychology with genetics for behavioral prediction and positive psychology. One of the major objectives of this research includes the role of neurogenetic laws, like how could the genetic law could help in identifying, and the lifestyle of the humans can both help in identifying the behavioral traits of the humans, and it also supports how it supports the behavioral development through psychological guidance, and how it can enhance the employee selection using a Big Five model persona with genetic backing, as well as ensures ethical confidentiality and security using genetic profiling. So this is the framework of the entire research, where we could determine that the factors which could directly or indirectly influence the neurogenetics cognitive personality traits of the human, as which can be idealized in a very early stage if they are not normal for any human being working in both national and international companies, and how these factors could enhance the HR policies for mainly concentrating on women-centric, that could provide a very great output in avoiding the conflicts as well as resolving it in a very early manner. So some of the factors from this framework we could see are neurocognitive genetics with health psychology, neural genetics in health psychology, neurogenetics with ethics and structuralism, AI, neurogenetics and forensic psychology, neural genetics with HRM policies in psychology, and national and international laws in organizations that could support the neurogenetic laws in both developed and developing countries. So some of the major output which we are obtaining while implementing these factors is that the cognitive neurogenetics could help in handling emotional, subjective and objective rational facilitator of the situation, whereas the mental health and support could improve the psychometrics tools or can enhance the conflict between the people in the management, and also could improve some of the aspect of genetical variant in mental health laws and policies that are currently present, which are very much outdated long back and it is not suitable now. And neurogenetic decision making skill can be enhanced with the brain enlargement, where the growth mindset could bring, and upon adopting new AI technologies, brain emotional integration policies along with robot systems, stress management, measurement, everything could be so more efficient and smart in nature. And implementing the neuro laws and identifying the unethical action of all the neurogenetic neural laws which are need to be identified, and removing with these aspects we can remove the criminal bias, improving legitimacy for justice through counseling, and the psychological support is very much needed for everyone in day-to-day life basis, because as it's going to be a very advanced technology and people are more into data and more of cultural variance, as it's going to be a global integration all over the world for both developed and developing countries. We need to implement some support, like they have to handle more work and they need to undergo different policies within the companies and cultural variance, where they may undergo some stress diseases, chronic diseases, and those need a support of psychologists in aspect of neurogenetic and cognitive basis. And some of the other aspect is the legal policies that are related to it. So as far we could see, both developing and developed countries doesn't have any proper legal guidance in order to impact the neural laws into their basic constitution of legal framework, which plays a major role in handling only the emotional well-being and human mental health, that could resolve the conflicts or improvise the conflict resolution management by providing legal regulatory governance like SETAFE framework, that is safety, equity, tranquility, equality, and humanity along with awareness framework. So after this, we could be concentrating on how hypothesis generation has been made with this case methodology and doctrinal research, where the hypothesis was based upon whether neurocognitive HR policy improve mental health, whether ethical neuro laws improve employee well-being, whether neurogenetic AI tools can enhance workplace mental wellness, whether woman-centric neuropsychology influence the safety protocols, and whether integrating neurogenetic prediction in HR improves employee physical health. So some of the major conceptual framework proposal which I am going to put forth in this conference is, we propose a leadership role which could integrate a psychologist, a neurologist, as well as an AI integrated person who could enhance, which could provide a greater insight of a separate branch called Chief Legal Psychologist Officer, that is CLPO, in every organization. As far as the companies could concern, whether it's going to be a national or multinational companies, we do always have Chief Executive Officer or Chief Financial Officer or Chief Operating Officer. But there is no space for considering the employees' mental well-being in the aspect of AI and neurogenetics and legal psychology. So this could help, this platform could help me to put front my recommendations that the individual who are going to be a part of this Chief Legal Psychologist Officer branch would combine legal and psychological expertise to address interpersonal conflicts and use neurocognitive data to guide therapy, conflict resolution, and trust building among employees. And in conclusion, I would say the neurogenetics must be recognized as a central factor in legal psychology and HR design. Our genome-based model provides a structure for ethical and inclusive workplace environments, especially for women. We recommend the introduction of CLPO roles and neurogenetic cognitive personality traits models and stronger privacy and confidentiality protocols rooted in genetic ethics. Thank you. Thank you very much for your time and attention. I could welcome your questions, suggestions, and discussion and how we can bring this vision into practice. Thank you.